Employees Federation of India and my dear comrades. I am extremely happy that I got an opportunity to be present here today, share a few of my thoughts with you, understand the situation in which we are living today, so that our movement grows stronger and further. My warm greetings to all of you and greetings on behalf of All India Insurance Employees Association. My association and the Bank Employees Federation of India have a very close relationship and a very long relationship. Together we have fought many common struggles. Together we have given solidarity to each other's struggles, and in the process we have developed a very strong bonds of fraternity and brotherhood. I am also very happy that BEFI thought it fit to organize a youth summit. And it is very pleasing to see so many young faces here at a time when in the entire financial sector the workforce is aging. I do not know what is the average age in the banking industry, but the institution from which I come, the average age is 54 years. No recruitment for a very long time. The young faces are very few to be found. In that kind of a situation, seeing so many young faces willing to work for the trade union, willing to take the message of the trade union to the ordinary employees and the society as a whole is very welcome sign. I am asked to deliver a keynote address. When I was glancing through the 3 papers that you are going to discuss, I found that the presentations that have been made are very interesting. And these presentations would enable you to understand the difficulties that the trade union faces today in its functioning, the difficult times that we are living in, and in the process of the collective discussion, come out with solutions, come out with tactics and strategies to meet the present challenges. Comrade Umesh, while speaking to you, said, BEFI is a class organization. I do not know how many of you understood the import of what he said. But basically, I find that in this country there are 2 types of trade unions. One which says a trade union should not be political. The job of a trade union is only to serve the employees, bring them better wages and the service conditions. There are also other trade unions which feel that a trade union necessarily has to be political. I stress the word, a trade union necessarily has to be political. Because a trade union, while it brings the benefits of increased wages and better working conditions to its members, should also be conscious of the social issues that affect this country. Because we are not just the employees of the banks, we are also the citizens of this country. What impacts the society is also going to impact us as the employees of the banking industry. And therefore, a trade union which believes that it has a social objective is what the Bank Employees Federation is and what is called as a class-oriented organization. Because ultimately, what is our objective? What is the objective of a trade union? The objective of a trade union is to construct a society which is fair, equal and just to everybody. And that is what is the ultimate objective of the BEFI, and that is what the ultimate objective, and that is what the BEFI, and that is what my organization and the CITU believes. Now we are observing the present situation. There are a lot of attacks on the trade union movement. And when we go on struggle, not just on our demand, but also on issues relating to the Indian society, the Prime Minister calls us Andolan Jeevis. That these are the people who are born to just create problems and nothing else. And a picture is painted that a trade union movement is an obstruction. A trade union movement retards the growth of the economy through its struggle. A trade union movement creates some kind of a problem for the society, and therefore the trade union movement has to be controlled. A trade union movement has to be attacked. Forgetting the fact that but for the existence of the trade union movement, democracy cannot survive in this country. Or to say, democracy cannot survive anywhere in the world. And that is exactly what the rulers of this country or the rulers of countries across the world fear. They fear real democracy. Because for us, democracy does not mean only going once in 5 years and voting for a party of our liking. For us, democracy means commitment to the constitutional values. And if you do not commit yourself to the constitutional values, democracy has no meaning. And in that kind of a sense, when you talk about democracy, it not only talks about the liberties, it not only talks about the equalities, it not only talks about the opportunities, but a constitutional democracy also means economic democracy. And this is what the rulers across the world, including in our country, fear. They want to give us the political democracy of going and voting once in 5 years, but they do not want to give us economic democracy. They do not want the people of this country to control the natural resources of this country. I just ask, what right Adani has got to control the entire natural resources of this country? What right Ambani has got to control the natural resources of this country, or for that matter, what right Tatas and Birlas have to control the natural resources of this country? Every person who is born in this country is the owner of that natural resources. The Indian mountains belong to me and you. The Indian rivers belong to me and you. The landscape of India belongs to you and me. And we do not have any control over the natural resources, and these people will decide how the natural resources should be utilized and who should benefit from those natural resources. And when they do not give us the economic democracy, you would find that all the directive principles of the Constitution, which are enshrined in Part 4 of the Indian Constitution, are denied to the people, where it says that the government should not allow the concentration of wealth. And today what is happening? What is happening? That the entire economy is under the control of 3 or 4 big business houses. Adani, Ambani, Tatas and the Birlas. The three or 4 big houses control the entire economy. And so much that even a person like Viral Acharya, who was the Deputy Governor of the Reserve Bank, he suggested this is posing a danger to the competition. This is posing a danger to the growth of the economy, and therefore, in the interest of the Indian nation, in the interest of the Indian economy, these business houses should be broken. They should not be allowed to remain as a monolithic business corporations any longer, because they pose a very great danger. And the Constitution also says that the resources of the community should be used for the benefit of the entire community. But today when the tribals agitate that their land should not be taken away, police is sent to take away that land and hand it over to Adani and Ambanis. Our mines are being owned by them, our resources are owned by them, and therefore when we say that they do not want to give us the economic democracy, it simply means that democracy is incompatible, it cannot go along with neoliberalism. The kind of economic development that we have, it cannot go along with the democracy, and therefore our struggle, when we want the democracy to survive, when we want the democracy to be strengthened, our struggle should also be to fight against the kind of economic policy, the details of which was given by Comrade Umesh, and I am not going to deal with that kind of a situation. So today, what are the major issues that we have? An economy which is benefiting very small sections of the people. Our government takes a lot of pride that India is going to be the 3rd largest economy in the world. Fine, let India become the 3rd largest economy in the world, we'll be very happy. But we raise the question, what is the meaning of that India becoming the 3rd largest economy in the world when 20% of our population go hungry every day? 20% looks very small compared to the 80%. But that 20%, you must understand, considering 140 crore of people will be the population greater than this country of Brazil. So that many people go hungry every day. So 20% of 140 crore people is greater than the population of Brazil and close to the population of United States of America itself. And that kind of a population go to bed hungry every day. We raise the question, what is the meaning of becoming the largest economy in the world when nearly 30% of our children below the 5 years of age are malnourished and deformed? What is the meaning when India has become the hunger capital of the world? The largest number of hungry people in the world have a house in India. So what is the meaning? So we want the economy to be reoriented so that the benefit of that economy flows to every section of the Indian people and everybody lives with a dignity of life. Dignity of life. And our Constitution, under the fundamental rights, gives us the right to life under Article 21. But what is the meaning of right to life without the right to education? What is the meaning of right to life without the right to health? What is the meaning of right to life without the right to food? And these are the basic things that the trade union movement should be concerned. And in our struggle, we must take up these issues and project that the kind of economic policies that are being pursued in this country, we are seeing that a few people are gathering enormous wealth at the cost of the vast majority of the people. And therefore, this economy is unsustainable, the social system is unsustainable, and that is where the trade union movement has to play a very important role. We have our own problems in the insurance and in the banking. The government wants to privatize our institutions. We are fighting against privatization. Why are we fighting against privatization? What are banks? After all, banks are intermediaries. Intermediaries between the lenders and the borrowers. And who are the lenders? The small people who come and keep their money in their deposits. And who are the borrowers? The Adanis and Ambanis. And still, the government wants to privatize the banking industry. The government wants to privatize the insurance industry. And we say we will not allow that, and we will fight tooth and nail against the privatization. What is our reason? Why do we have to fight privatization? Because we are convinced that the savings of the people must be controlled by the state. The savings of the people must be under the control of the government, so that the funds that are saved, that are mobilized as savings, can be used for the common benefit for the society as a whole. It should not be for the benefit of the few big business owners. And that is the reason why we are opposing and why are we fighting the privatization policies of the government. So the big task before us is to how to meet this challenge of privatization. How Comrade Umesh said, Generation Z, I do not have any hesitation in saying that today's generation is more educated, has a better understanding of the situation than our generation. And if we look today, whether in India or across the world, it is the youth and the students who are leading the movement for democracy. Yeah, it is today it is the youth and the students who are leading the movement for democracy and against the neoliberal policies. You have seen the massive protest in India by the students of JNU, Hyderabad Central University, various other IIT, Chennai, various other places. And you have also seen massive struggles in the United States and Europe in the universities by the students against the policies of the government there. So that today's youth are much better prepared, have a better understanding to know things and develop their struggles for a betterment of the entire humankind. The other important issue that concerns us in the banking and the insurance industry is the increasing use of artificial intelligence. And the increasing use of technology is replacing the employees. I was saying that there was a time, and when we compare that time to today, 50% of the clerical jobs in the banking industry are gone. And a similar situation is obtaining in the insurance industry, where nearly 50% of the clerical jobs are gone. So with the government policy of contract employment, which you are discussing it, of temporary employment, and using technology and artificial intelligence, there is a real danger and threat to our own jobs in the industry. And our jobs can remain safe only when there are no unemployed in the country. And unless there is unemployment in this country, our jobs cannot remain safe. And that is why we are happy that BEFI and other organizations in the banking industry have taken up. BEFI and other trade unions in the banking industry and we in the insurance have taken up the issue of recruitment as one of the most important issue on which agitations had to be launched. So we had to fight against privatization, we had to fight to save our job security, and we also had to ensure that our industry helped the common people rather than the few selected elite in this country. When we take up all these issues, the working class is being divided in the name of religion, it is being divided in the name of caste, it is being divided in the name of religion, region, it is being divided in the name of language. Every kind of divisive politics is being adopted. Now, most of you are religious and we respect your feelings. India is a deeply religious country. But for me, what is religion? Religion for me is a spiritual force. Religion for me is a philosophical force. And religion for me is my conversation with my Creator. If religion remains like that, we have no problem.
We have some buffer time.
Yes.
You should never say that to the speaker. We are being divided in so many ways. We have no problem. If religion is a spiritual force, it is a philosophical force. It is my relationship with my Creator. But what is happening today in India is that religion has become a political ideology. And when it becomes a political ideology, you have problems. Because you cannot be a good Hindu unless you hate a Muslim. You can't be a good Muslim unless you hate a Hindu. And this is the political ideology that exists. We say, why? We have a beautiful country. I mean, its rich diversity, its rich culture is an envy of the entire world. It is the envy of the entire world. I think many of you are coming from Hindi areas. You would have heard the name of Firaq Gorakhpuri, Raghupati Rai, Firaq Gorakhpuri, a brilliant Urdu and Hindi poet in Gorakhpur. He had said how India is formed when in 2 lines he described the entire civilization of India. He said, सर ज़मीने हिंद पर अक़वाम आलम के फिराक काफ़िले बसते गए हिंदुस्तान बनता गया. He tries to say that on the holy land of India different communities from across the world came and got settled down. And that is how India has been born. And that is the greatness of India, because we say India is not one single civilization, India is many civilizations. India is not one single culture, India is many cultures. And we are proud of that culture. We are proud of our civilization. We are proud of our music. We are proud of our art. And that is sought to be subverted in the name of uniformity, saying that we do not recognize diversity, we will recognize only uniformity. And that is exactly the problem. Now, say that I was talking about religion. What is it? We have bhakti, we have got Sufis, and they have taught us. I think many of you have heard Kabir, and Kabir say, "Moko kahan ढूंढे रे बंदे, मैं तेरे पास में." ना काशी में, ना काबा में, ना मस्जिद में, ना मंदिर में, मैं तेरे पास में. Where Kabir is saying, "Oh man, where are you searching me? The God, where are you searching me? You will not find me in Kaaba. You will not find me in Kashi. You will not find me in Masjid. You will not find me in Mandir. You will find me within yourself." And that is the true meaning of religion. And that exactly is what you are trying to say. You have a Sufi culture where beautiful in 2 lines he says that God is present everywhere. Why do you fight for Mandir and Masjid? And he says, "Zahid, शराब पीने दे मस्जिद में बैठकर, या वो जगह बता दे जहाँ पे खुदा ना हो." In simple means is, "Oh pious man, allow me, permit me to sit in the mosque and drink my wine. Otherwise you tell me where God is not present, I'll go there and drink." God is present everywhere. Why do you fight for this land or that land? Why do you want to, imprison God in one mandir or imprison God in one masjid when He is omnipresent and when He is present everywhere? And this must be understood by the working people. Say that the entire idea is to divide us. Divide us. Make hatred a weapon for political mobilization. Make hatred to divide us and gain politically. And we say, we will not allow that. We will not allow that. Because hate always destroys. Comrade Umesh was talking about destruction in so many ways. But the biggest destroyer is hate. Hate destroys. It is only the love that creates. You and me are the product of love. We have been created because of a love between my mother and my father. We are the product, we have been created because of the love, and the hate only destroys. Nothing, you cannot destroy the world. We want the world to live on, the people to live on, the workers to live on. And very beautifully, Sahir Ludhianvi, in one line he says, "इश्क आज़ाद है, हिंदू ना मुसलमान है इश्क." Right, you understood? Love is free. Love is neither Muslim nor it is Hindu. So love is love. And the entire edifice of the human civilization, human society, is constructed on the basis of that love. So the task before a trade union is to spread the message of love. Fight hatred, fight these neoliberal economic policies, fight all policies that divide us, and say that we as the trade unions we as a revolutionary trade union, Bank Employees Federation of India, will not only fight for our benefits, a better wages, better service conditions, we will also fight to make India a place of dignity for everybody to live in. We will take our struggle forward in such a way that we would contribute in our own measure to build a society based on equality, a society based on justice, a society based on peace, because we want peace. Without peace we cannot progress, but the capital wants war, because without war their profits cannot increase. And that is the reason we need to fight out. We have to understand the situation in which we are placed, and the entire day you are going to deliberate on it, and when you deliberate, I am sure solutions also would come out, and you are going to emerge as one of the strongest trade union in the middle class trade union movement in this country. With this optimism and with this hope, I conclude. Thank you, comrade.